What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. Disgraced former Teen Mom 2 stars Jenelle Evans and David Eason faced off in court just yesterday, and I've got a video of the two of them separately leaving the courthouse that I want to share with you. And we're also going to talk about the fact that accused child beater David Eason tried to get the restraining order that the state filed for Jace against him dropped. The U.S. Sun is the one who captured these videos of Jenelle and David leaving the courthouse separately. Let's take a look at what went down, how they spoke to paparazzi, etc., etc.
Hey Jenelle, how did court go today?
Good.
Is everybody truthful and cordial?
Huh?
Is everybody truthful and cordial?
It's
Just continue.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing David for the first time. Since,
Didn't look any better.
no?
No.
Is there anything you want to say about how things are going?
Nope. Just going on.
Good. Thank you. Hey David, how'd everything go in court today?
So when I see his car, I'm like, this is exactly the type of guy I would picture this. I know it's not everybody, but like when I saw this car, I said, yeah, this suits David. This is like the image in my head of the type of guy that would do this type of modification to his car. So there you go. Sorry for the noise, you guys. It was a rather ugly, rainy, windy day over there, so that's why it was rather difficult for the Sun to get, proper audio of them walking out. So it seemed as though Jenelle was rather content upon leaving court, although the case didn't have any sort of movement. Remember, she had filed for a protective order against David. Remember, she had filed for a restraining order against David for herself and behalf of her children as well. Unfortunately, there wasn't any kind of movement with the case. Jenelle showed up, she had her lawyer and everything like that, but David showed up without a lawyer, and so he asked for a continuance to give himself time to find a lawyer. That is according to, I think this is the Ashley now that we're heading over to get this information from. So I'm going to say that's from the Ashley. David apparently also kind of pissed off the judge by arriving about 15 minutes late. He lied about the reason why he showed up late. He claimed that it was because he went to the wrong courtroom, but that wasn't true. In fact, his car, when he pulled up and parked it, he was already, very, very late. So it kind of felt like he was playing the, oh, I was lost, when it was, no, I just did not properly manage my time in order to get to the courthouse on time. Now, in the video we just watched, when the paparazzi asked Jenelle how it was to see David, I don't know if you guys could hear her clearly because, again, there was a lot of wind kind of like distorting her response. But basically what she said was that she didn't even look at him. So I gotta say, by the way, you guys, I think it's rather unfortunate that they put you in the same room as someone that you were seeking a restraining or a protection order against. I imagine that that's got to be quite traumatizing to have to see someone that you claim victimized you, especially when violence is at play. And I just can't imagine, to be honest with you. I wish that there was a different way to do this so that you would not be kind of intimidated or re-traumatized by the entire ordeal. But listen, maybe in 50, 100 years from now, that'll be different. But for now, it still is kind of like the rudimentary old school way of doing things that I feel like is not really all that helpful towards victims. Now, let's flip over to the Ashley's Reality Roundup for a little bit of information about David's other court visit earlier this week. They're reporting exclusively that David was in court this past Monday trying to get the restraining/no contact order that is currently in place to keep him from contacting Jace Evans, who David is currently facing a felony charge for allegedly assaulting. Right? He tried to get that drop for whatever reason, and the request was thankfully denied. Listen, in my opinion, David has never really cared for Jace like that. So I kind of feel as though he was trying to get the no contact order against Jace dropped so that he can mosey his way back into the home. I don't know if he's trying to do it to get back with Jenelle or if he's trying to do it to kind of stake his rights, because the home is also in his name and everything like that. So technically, when you're separating from somebody, you both still have the right to access the home unless there's something in the prenup in place about it. But I feel like that's what he was trying to do more so. He wanted to stake his claim. He's tired of living on the boat or whatever. He's getting seasick. And so he wants to be on land or whatever. And so that's why he wanted to get that no contact order. I feel like that no contact order is the only thing that's preventing him from going back to the land and harassing Jenelle, harassing the children, and kind of refusing to leave that place. So thank God that the court shut him down on that. They said absolutely not. And I'm kind of anxiously awaiting the next court date for that case. I have to go back and look in my notes, but it feels like that has been going on forever without like any real movement. Now, when it comes to the restraining order that Jenelle has requested for herself and the rest of the children, the following hearing is set for April 25th. So that is just in 13 days / 2 weeks, just about. So stay tuned for more information about what's going to go down when the two of them head back to court and face off again. Just as a refresher for those of you who are not aware or do not remember why Jenelle is seeking a restraining order against David on behalf of herself and her children, she is saying that David exhibited emotionally abusive behavior to her and in the presence of the children, and potentially to the children as well. She says that David used to claim to hate these kids, that he used to call them a-holes, little bias, little mother effers, just things like that, that he wanted to go away and never come back from these kids, and that he would also insult them like directly by calling them stupid, telling them to stop acting so gay, calling them the B word, the F word, saying that their mom is a POS, just all sorts of really nasty things. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she also hinted at some physical stuff going on as well. And then she also let it be known that David had ran over one of their puppies in front of his daughter, Marissa. Just like a bunch of really, really traumatic, shocking, disgusting, vile, disturbing information. So listen, I wish her the best of luck with that restraining order. I think that that's what someone like her needs more than anything. You know, people like Jenelle, where they would rather be with a terrible person than to be alone. Like they can never ever be alone. They need for a court to prevent them from being able to contact somebody, and from that person to be prevented from being able to contact her as well. So I really, really hope that she is granted this order. And I think that it's a great kind of like buffer as well, because imagine if the court hearing that David went to on Monday went different. Right? So imagine if they said, okay, well, we're going to drop this restraining no contact order between you and Jace. Then David will come back in the house, right? But if Jenelle gets granted this restraining order, boom, okay, you still can't come to the house because now there's 4 other people who have restraining orders against you. Now what are you going to do? You know, skedaddle on back over to your little boat, you know? Anyway, guys, that's all for now on this story. I'm definitely going to continue to keep a close eye on it for you. If you have any thoughts, opinions, questions, you name it, leave them in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.